Aljo, I don't mean this offensively. I'm just saying what I saw in a tweet. But shit, I'm just gonna say it. The black community is getting on Aljo and even Demetrious a little bit. They're calling them both. I don't even know what a is. If that's derogatory, my bad. But it's like they're dropping that. They're dropping that on X right now. I'll play you guys the clip. I do got it bookmarked, but it's basically like Aljo calling out, his own people for being loud and shit like that. The same type of shit that Sean Brady says about Joaquin. You know, that's why I said Sean Brady on some racist shit saying that. That shit's low key racist. Calling Joaquin loud and shit. Don't say that word. Okay. My bad. I don't even know what the word means exactly. Oh, really? Damn. Okay. Yeah, let's hold back on that word. But that's what they're saying, bro. They're dropping that on X right now. But Aljo was speaking about that with Demetrious, and then Demetrious was like, yeah. So I don't know. Bro said the C word. What does that shit even mean? Now it's used to call people Uncle Tom. What is that? Like a black person who wants to be white? That's what I'm assuming it is. Not Aljo. Not Aljo and Demetrious. Oh gosh. Like basically a sellout to the white man. Yeah. Space Kid says, not gonna lie, we are loud as shit sometimes. I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's kind of fun, to be honest with you. If you guys want my take, it's like, I think it's kind of fun. Depends on like what, loud situation is at play. But I do think it's a bit of like, it is a bit of like when you start just stamping loud on every black person, it's a bit stereotypical, no? That's like being like, all Asians are bad drivers. It's like, that's my thing. It's like, okay, maybe some black people are loud. Like, I mean, it's chill. Like Joaquin, he admitted he's loud, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I think it's fun. I don't know. I don't like it when people are rude more than anything. If somebody's loud, having a good time, laughing with their friends, I mean, bro, I don't give a shit. Now, if you're rude to me or treating other people with like disrespect, you know, I wouldn't fuck with that. I went to Japan for 10 days and it was so peaceful, bro. Quiet everywhere. I mean, to be honest, the quiet is nice as well, Space Kid. Quiet is nice as well. Maybe I gotta, maybe I shouldn't even speak on it because I don't, I'm kind of like, I get to experience it from afar. Me like, talking about my experience with black people is like going over to my friend's house and then coming home later. Like, it's not like a 24/7 thing for me. So maybe if you're Space Kid, it's a different story. Just not having respect for others around you is the problem, not gonna lie. Okay. I got you. Well, yeah, let's shit, should we just play it now? What are we holding it up for? We're talking about it now.
The brainwashing of black Americans.
Aljamain Sterling, he started going on this whole thing about like, oh, black people need to take more accountability. Like he was responding to somebody, but that tweet got taken down. But he responded by saying, you're right, my black folks need to do better. Deep-rooted systems make these changes hard, but it starts with us now and the next generation. But the problem was, that doesn't sound bad in isolation, but it was referencing like crime statistics and something about like black people and that's what he was responding to. That's when I was like, yo, time out. I'm like, Aljo.
Now, I'm surprised by what you just said about Aljo, like saying that black people got to take accountability and whatnot.
So I mean, I don't understand what his whole context is behind that, but I think we can put some of the money cap.
Yeah, to be honest, that made no sense to me. I don't even know what that dude just said about Aljo. If anyone wants to dumb it down for me.
Too, like when I go to New York and when I'm around other black gentlemen, they look at me and say, They look at me and say, "You ain't black, dog." They're like, "You ain't black." You know, look at the way you dress. Look at the way you look.
Bro. Come on.
Damn. Damn. Demetrious not even accepted by his own people is crazy. And he always be saying, my black ass this, my black ass that. Damn. Damn, bah. They said he's not black. That's crazy. Hold on, let's hear the rest of this shit. They low-key right about Mighty Mouse. I think they might be. I think they might be about Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse, it just hits different. I'm more black than Mighty Mouse. Nah, I feel you. Even when Mighty Mouse drops the N-word, it's like, bro, chill the fuck out. Like, we gotta ask Joaquin if you got the pass, homie. Like, it's like, have you ran that by Joaquin yet? The top brother of MMA, Joaquin Buckley. Have you ran that by him yet? Oh, I'm dying.
Come on. I know. I know from experience. Because I used to dress like I'm in. And then as I gotten older, more experience in life and start to like different things through wrestling, and I start seeing other things, I'm like, you know what? This is actually kind of cool. I didn't know this about myself until I got exposed by this. I look at things completely different. And then I start fighting and I start traveling even more. And I'm like, yo, bro, there's a whole lot of cool shit that I'm actually into that I didn't realize I was into until I started doing this. And I realized the world is bigger than just Uniondale, New York, and Long Island with just Hempstead, Freeport, all the hoods, all the hoods. I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to do? Realize all this good stuff around there and say, nah, I'm going to sit in my box and I'm going to stay right here because I ain't changing until they do better for us. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not black because—
Wait, could I just say this too? Like, I can see kind of what Space Kid was saying earlier. Not fully what Space Kid was saying, but just reading between the lines a little bit. I can see what I could see the allure. You know, like obviously if you grow up in a black community, if you grow up in the hood, you know, there's a lot of things that you're not afforded, right? A lot of luxuries you're not afforded that the suburbs have. Can we just call it that, right? That the suburbs have. So, like, I mean, why wouldn't you aspire to be in a suburb, right? In a way, I mean, if you're not a street guy, if you're not hood, you know, there's nothing wrong with aspiring to be in a suburb. Not at all. I mean, it's just kind of logical. You know, who wants to be in a place with bars on windows, right? Who wants to be in a place where there's theft and gangs on your neighborhood, right? Who wants to be around that? So, you know, that's not a black thing even. It's just like, bro, who the fuck wants to be around that? That just sounds terrible. You know? You got Mexican gangs out there too. Like, you got all kinds of weird shit going on. So, yeah, if people are kind of shaming you for that, I mean, I think that's kind of whack. Look at Demetrius's face again.
because I don't talk the way that you talk anymore. I'm not black because I'm not dressing with my fucking ass cheeks hanging out like I'm ready to get plugged up. Like, what are we talking about? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, even for a gentleman like you who's a doctor.
I didn't know it was a thing to shame. I actually wasn't aware that like the black community shames their own for moving into a white community. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought if anything that would have been like a power move, you know? I didn't know that they actually shame it. Yes, basically goes facts. It's a literal choice, not even a black thing. No, I agree. I agree with that. What the suburbs have, white people. Yeah. Suburbs have white people. But not only that, just like better police, no gangs. Less theft. That's what the suburbs also have. Not just white people, but like higher class people in general. You know, people with better jobs and shit like that. Who not stealing. You know? Better construction, better schools. That's what you got, right? You got better schools as well.
Complexion than I am. I'm shocked you're getting that type of not I would call it hate, but questioning, you know, like, and I agree with you. Like when I go to Europe and the way I dress European, right? Like a lot of people in my my circle are like, yeah, you have a unique European dress. You wear tighter pants, you wear baggy up top, and it's just the culture. Like it's just, even when I go to Maryland and that side of the world, they're like, yeah, dog, you're not black. But that's a whole different thing. And then when you start doing different sports, right? Like when I wrestled, I think it was just me and another dude on the wrestling team that were black. And then all the other black folks from the hood, they played basketball. But I think the best way to reference this is next Friday, right? When when Craig's uncle got all that money, and he goes, I got my black ass out the hood. I ain't going fucking back. I'm wearing Versace. I'm looking at all this stuff. I got a pool in the fucking backyard. He goes, you know, we can't swim. We don't know how, they don't have no pools in the projects, but I got a pool now. I just think it's when people travel and they get exposed to different cultures, like you said, I think they start to find who they truly are, right? And I would pay no attention to that.
I'm not paying any attention in the sense that it bothers me. It's more annoying than anything. It's just like I'm annoyed at my collective people in America that think this way. And because
I honestly would too. If people are actually not fucking with me just because I've like added a little bit of class to myself per se, I'd be like, that would just put me off. I'd be like, bro, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. You know, like honestly, before Aljo even said what he's saying right now, I felt it in my own heart. I was like, ugh. You know, imagine being shamed going around your own people. That shit would piss me the fuck off. Inner racism within your own people. It's the same thing, you know, this happens in the Asian race. You know, it's the same thing with black people too, though, right? I'll explain it though. A dark-skinned Asian, right? A dark-skinned Asian is considered a little bit more low class than a light-skinned Asian, right? That's why skin whitening is very popular in Asia. But it's like, bro, the people who will actually treat you different because you're a dark-skinned Asian, fuck them anyway. And that's the same thing I'm trying to say about like what Aljo's kind of saying. It's like, bro, you're fucking black at the end of the day. You're both black. Chill the fuck out. Like, who cares what he's wearing? You know, who cares how he's talking? He's black and you're black. Like, you guys got more in common than not. Just trying to like point out the differences is crazy. Doesn't make sense, huh? Not really. It would actually piss me off. It would actually piss me off. And I know that Asian example I used was more appearance. And I guess the examples Aljo's using is more so like his personality and his swag, right? But like they're not judging Aljo based off how he looks. They're judging Aljo based off how he acts. He doesn't act black enough in their eyes. So they're like, eh. They're like, eh. You're one of us, but you're not really one of us. You don't, I guess pun intended, but it's like you don't actually sip the Kool-Aid, you know? Pun intended, I guess.
you say something about it, you're tap dancing and you're self-hating your self-hate, then you hate your own black community. It's like the thought process in this is so simple-minded and so easy to just go to that. I think it's lazy.
Yep.
I'm like, there's no way I could think the way that I think without having to be self-hating, tap dancing and doing all these things. I can't just have my own experiences that make me feel and think the way that I do.
Yeah.
But because I've experienced both and now I see the other side, I can also understand, hey, I can have my fun and still keep my culture intact, still be Jamaican when I want to be Jamaican, still be an American black boy when I want to be an American black guy. And collectively, whenever I go places, we tend to be rude, not saying all of us.
Yep.
But whenever I go places and there's something that happens, I don't even have to look. And then when I do look, I'm just like, please just don't be a brother or a sister. Please. And then when I turn and I look and I just go,
God damn it.
Why do we have to always be the one? And this is my experience.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure there's way more.
This is the clip that I saw of Aljo getting called the C word. This is the clip that got him called the C word. When he turns around and he's like, please don't let it be one of us. And it is. Aljo low-key right, LOL. I mean, shit. Space Kid says LOL. I'm going to plead the fifth.
More white folks out there, right? So there's gonna.
I honestly am not around black people enough to have an opinion about this shit. Like when you speak about black people being loud, the only black people I'm around is when they're in my area. And I think maybe more so they act accordingly because, you know, there's a different vibe in my area. You know, they become the minority over here. So they can't really play off each other. So in a way, like, I don't really have the same experience that Aljo and these other guys are talking about. Because, you know, the black people in OC are just a bit different.
Be more of their.
And I'm telling you, OC seems like it's super richy, but it's almost so wealthy that it's opposite. You know, it's not richy. Like it's not like LA. That's why when people come here, yeah, like the flaunting or the, you know, loud and flexing, it's not really part of the culture in OC. OC is more like laid back, relaxed, chill, quiet, you know, beach town. People don't bother each other type of shit.
Situations that happen, it should, statistically, it should.
Yep.
But whenever I go places, it tends to always be us. And I hate that. And I go, bro, time and place, man. Carry yourself with certain type of pride and dignity that you want to be held at and that you want to be looked at. And you want people to think about the culture. And hey, again, we could be amongst ourselves and we could talk different, act fool, do all that shit within our own confines. And then when we go out, I just think, I'm not saying change, but just have a little bit more class.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
We don't got to be loud, obnoxious, and be the ones offing each other. It's just, I just don't get that mindset. And then when someone speaks about it, coming from a place of love, not trying to condemn them, it's like you try to say the guy's tap dancing because he wants better for his community overall.
Yep.
Why are we the ones that are still in the same spot for the most part?
Yep.
We're moving along, we're progressing, but it starts with us today and how we mold our kids for the future.
Yep.
I don't think that's a bad messaging to give to anybody.
No,
But
not
it's crazy.